Recently, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced that tactical nuclear weapons would be deployed to the territory of neighboring Belarus, while strongly indicating that these would be integrated into the Iskander ballistic missile arsenal stationed in the country. We have handed over to Belarus our well-known and very effective Iskander system that can carry nuclear weapons, he stated, elaborating on April 3, "We will start training the crew, and on July 1, we will complete the construction of a special storage for tactical nuclear weapons on the Belarusian territory." Acknowledging that Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko has long raised the question of deploying Russian tactical nuclear weapons on the territory of Belarus, President Putin also highlighted that the deployments were partly a response to British supplies of depleted uranium munitions to Ukraine. According to Putin, the arrangement with Belarus would mirror the controversial nuclear sharing agreements the United States has with several of its NATO allies, which allow them to train for employment of American nuclear weapons on their territory, which they would be given access to in the event of war. The 9K720 Iskander high-precision operational and tactical missile system of the ground forces is designed for covert preparation and effective missile strikes on especially important small and surface targets at the depth of the enemy's forces' operational structure. Firing facilities, aircraft and helicopters at airfields, command and communication points, the most important objects of civil infrastructure. The 9K720 was created as a result of the joint work of a group of research institutes, design bureau and factories under the leadership of the Kolomna Engineering Design Bureau, known as the Tochka and Oka missile systems manufacturer. The launcher is designed by the Central Design Bureau Titan, the homing system by the Central Research Institute of Automation and Hydraulics. The 9M723 is a solid-fuel, single-stage missile with a head part not separated in flight. The missile is controlled on the entire flight path by means of aerodynamic and gas dynamic rudders. The flight path of 9M723 is not ballistic but controllable. The missile constantly changes the plane of the trajectory. It is particularly active in maneuvering at its acceleration and approach to the target with an overload of 20 to 30 grams. In order to intercept the 9M723 missile, the missile must move along a trajectory with an overload 2 to 3 times higher, which is almost impossible. Most of the missile's trajectory, manufactured using stealth technology and having a small reflective surface, passes at an altitude of 50 kilometers, which also significantly reduces the probability of its defeat by the enemy. The invisibility effect is achieved by combining the missile's design features with special coatings. The missile is brought directly to its target by an inertial control system and then captured by an autonomous correlation extreme homing optical head. The principle of operation of the homing system OTR-9M723 is that the optical equipment generates an image of the terrain in the target area, which is compared by the on-board computer with the standard introduced during the preparation of the missile for launch. The optical head is highly resistant to existing means of electronic warfare and allows successful missile launches even on moonless nights when there is no additional natural illumination of the target, hitting the target with an accuracy of plus or minus 2 meters. No other tactical system in the world can accomplish such a task except Iskander. In addition, optical systems do not need signals from space radio navigation systems, which can be switched off or disabled by radio interference in crisis cases. Combining inertial control with satellite navigation equipment and optical CNS makes it possible to create a missile that hits a given target in almost every conceivable condition. The homing head can also be used on ballistic and cruise missiles of various classes and types. Essentially, the Iskander is a road-mobile tactical SRBM with a range of up to 500 kilometers. It can handle a payload of up to 700 kilograms and can fire both cruise and ballistic missiles. The Iskander uses common transporter erector launchers and support vehicles for firing missiles, explains CSIS. Iskander refers to both the launch system and its associated missiles. Over time, Russia has developed two variants of the Iskander, ISKANDER-M and ISKANDER-E. The E variant is solely meant for export. Further, with its range, the Iskander over time has become the primary weapon of threat from Moscow to strike Europe, according to experts. Belarus and Russia have strengthened military cooperation since late 2020, when both alleged that Western countries were seeking to support the Belarusian government's overthrow by provoking social unrest while also imposing economic sanction on Minsk. Amid high tensions with NATO in late 2021, Russia repeatedly flew nuclear-capable bombers over Belarus in shows of force to NATO, while President Lukashenko strongly indicated that his country could host Russian nuclear weapons, highlighting that Soviet-era infrastructure for such weapons remained intact despite Western pressure in the 1990s to destroy it. Belarus has hosted growing numbers of high-end Russian assets since, including S-400 air defense systems and Su-35 fighters which were redeployed there in January 2022, with bases there having significantly bolstered Russia's position against NATO and benefited its ability to operate into Ukraine.